So as most of you know, iOS 18 just actually came out yesterday. And here's the big thing. I would recommend every single person to be extra careful with your iPhone XR. The reason for that is that the iPhone XR isn't just a normal type of iPhone. This is an iPhone that's basically going to be giving you the oldest supported iPhone or probably the most underpowered iPhone on this version of software. And the last thing I would want any single person to be involved with is to be having an iPhone like an iPhone XR and installing iOS 18, the official version right now, or a beta. There is absolutely no reason why any single person should be going through and purchasing an iPhone XR and installing iOS 18 the day it came out. I've been using iOS 18 on basically all the iPhones that are supported, including the iPhone XR, and I will tell you, it's definitely a work in progress. It's not the most perfect version of software on this phone, and it doesn't make a lot of sense for anybody to go ahead and install iOS 18 on this type of phone, if I'm being honest. It makes a lot more sense for people to keep iOS 17 on this type of device, so please keep that in mind. The last thing I would recommend any single person to do is to install iOS 18 on these types of phones because they're just older, underpowered, and it just doesn't make a lot of sense to do that. So this in and of itself is one of the big things to keep in mind here, and that is probably the biggest thing I'd recommend keeping in mind here for the most part. Now on top of that, when it comes down to iOS 18 in and of itself, there's a lot of cool features on your iPhone. There's a lot of cool features that the iOS 18 update brought on the iPhone XR, but I feel like if you're going to go through and get persuaded by those features, you might be stuck in a situation where you're not going to be able to come back out of because it is very hard to go down to iOS 17 if you haven't made a backup. So if you are going to install iOS 18, the first thing I'd recommend doing is to make a backup of all the software, all the apps, all the photos and videos on your phone. The last thing I'd recommend any single person to go and do is to go ahead and basically just lose all their data by installing iOS 18 on their phone and just letting it go from there. That is pretty much the last thing I'd recommend any single person to go ahead and do. Please go through, back up your iPhone, especially your iPhone XR, and then you can go through and kind of use your iPhone as you normally would. But it really doesn't make any sense to go and install that version of software on this type of phone from that particular perspective. So keep that in mind. Overall, by the time iOS 18 reaches a little bit more maturity, maybe in the next month or two, then it might make a little bit more sense to go and install it. But as of right now, you're probably better off not installing iOS 18 on your iPhone XR. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.